Hey, what's up, guys? I know it's been a while. I know I haven't been around. I know I said I was gonna make a couple videos. I had some ideas, and then I just fucking disappeared. But hey, that's par for the course with me here, isn't it? Uh, but anyway, I've had some shit going down. I'm not gonna get into it this video. But yeah, the uh, the final chapter of Chainsaw Man, chapter 231, came out today, and I want to talk about it. So, just as a quick recap for anyone who hasn't read the chapter, I guess. Well, first of all, why the fuck are you watching this video if you haven't read the chapter? If you haven't read the chapter, go and read it. Go and read all of Chainsaw Man, right? Or at least just part two, right? Part two is what matters, right? So read that, then come back. But anyway, just as a quick recap, right, of chapter 230. Chapter 230 was basically just Pochita talking to Denji, and Pochita's like, "Hey, I've seen enough of your dreams. I'm done. I'm gonna clock out now." And then he's like, "Later, motherfucker," and he killed himself. And Denji went back to how he was at the beginning of the story. Dysfunctional heart, no left nut, missing an eye, missing a kidney. He was missing some other shit too. I can't really remember. It's been a long time. But anyway, that's where we left off. He was back in the cabin, no Pochita, still working for the Yakuza, and I guess it took the Yakuza longer to make a pact with the zombie devil. Uh, but yeah, that's where we're getting into, right? Chapter 231 picks up with Denji remembering the events of Chainsaw Man, the events of all 230 chapters prior, right? And he's just like, "Oh shit, that was a cool dream, but it was also kind of a nightmare." And uh, then he's like, "Oh, well, it'd be cool. It'd be cool if like I could kiss a girl. I could go to school. A dog would be cool, right?" And then we get into when the zombie devil ambushes Denji in the first couple chapters of the original, or well, at the beginning of the series. And instead of Pochita making a pact with Denji, giving him his heart, fucking Power shows up for some reason. It kind of doesn't work. It doesn't make sense to me, at least, why she's still free. Because at that point, Makima should have tamed her or whatever. Uh, but that's not what happened, and I guess Makima is no more, and Nayuta's back. So Nayuta is taking the place of Makima, and is still a child too. So it doesn't make sense there either. But yeah, Power sees Denji dying, gives him some blood, and says, "All right, well, this is a contract, right? You're mine now. You remind me of a fucking dog. So now you're my fucking dog." And I'm just like, "All right, this doesn't compute. This doesn't make sense to me. Um, it feels very rushed because here's the thing, right? In the entirety of part two, and I guess the later half of part one, Power dies. She goes back to hell, and she makes a promise with Denji. She's like, "Promise me you will find the next blood devil, and you will uh, make her into the power you remember. Become friends with me again." Uh, yeah. Denji has like a loose recollection of that, and I don't think it really clicks with him that that's what's going on with that. But yeah, this just feels like a very rushed way of inserting Power back into the story for one fucking chapter, by the way. Um, Then then we get into uh like Denji being a devil hunter again, a public safety devil hunter again. And he's still missing an eye. He's still gonna fucking die in like 6 months. He's coughing up blood. Um, but yeah, they take out a devil. Chainsaws exist in this timeline, and that's another thing that makes no fucking sense to me because the idea of Chainsaw Man, right? Or at least Pochita, right? What Chainsaw Man can do is anytime he eats a devil, the concept that created said devil ceases to exist, right? There is a whole like chapter when he's fighting Asa or Yoru, I meant, same thing, but not really. It's confusing if you haven't read it. But um yeah, he was fighting Yoru and he's eating all these different devils. And as he's eating these devils, they cease to exist. Like he eats the ears devil, and then they show like all this different shit. Like no one has ears. They show a cat without any ears. It's the freakiest shit I've ever fucking seen. But I digress. That's not important here. Um, yeah. So chainsaws should not exist. Denji should not know what the fuck a chainsaw is, nor should Power. But here's why this is relevant. Um, they're fighting a devil, right? And Power, I guess, is offering Denji a weapon that she can create with her blood. Uh, and he's like, "Well, I used to use axes to cut down trees for the Yakuza. How about a chainsaw? Can you make me a chainsaw?" And that's when I was really confused because I just went over it. But um, then we see Asa again. Asa no longer sharing a body with the war devil, Yoru, um, and she's living a normal life. Uh, Clucky or Bucky? No, it was Bucky. Yeah, it was Bucky. The chicken devil or whatever, um, is alive, and yeah, they got their class devil pet back, and she's normal. There's like a little hint that Denji still likes her. They like each other and whatnot. It's all cute and whatever. But um, yeah, no, that's kind of it. That's it for Asa. The character that started out as a protagonist in part two and then slowly turned into a side character, and then not so slowly did not turned into like less than a side character. Uh, yeah, it was crazy how that worked. But yeah, no, that's it. And pretty much it just ends with Denji and Power just walking off. And, it's just like, oh, look at this. Everything's fine. Look at that. Everyone gets a happy ending. Except Denji does not get to fuck once. Uh, Not that I particularly wanted to see that. It's not that I care that much. But that's his thing. That's his shtick, right? He wants to fuck a girl. He wants to have sex. He wants to experience all these different things. And Pochita is gone, and he doesn't get to experience any of that. The closest he got was a hand job. Like that's what he gets, right? He doesn't ever have a girlfriend. He doesn't have sex. Um, he doesn't get to live a normal life, and we're left to just accept this ending. Uh, if it wasn't already apparent um, by the way I'm talking about the chapter and potentially the title of said video, um, yeah, I'm not happy with this chapter. I'm not happy with this ending. It's very disappointing and it leaves a very sour taste in my mouth. Um, I love Chainsaw Man. It has been my favorite manga for the last uh, fuck, I don't know, 5 years, probably longer than that. But yeah, I mean, I've been reading this since my senior year of high school, and it's yeah, it's not a great feeling that we're ending on this very rushed note where, you know, we're just kind of expected to accept that every other character gets some sort of quote unquote happy ending, but Denji, our protagonist, right, the character that we're rooting for, we want to see him have a happy ending, just gets screwed over in the end, right? The entirety of part one was Makima fucking with him, right? She gave him everything he wanted and then took it away just so she could dominate him. And then we get to part two, and it's like he gets to go to school at least, right? But that doesn't last long, and he's still doing Chainsaw Man stuff, and that's kind of where we're at, right? With chapter 230, because Pochita has been watching all of this, and he's just like, no, Denji, you didn't want that. You didn't want a normal life. What you really wanted was to be Chainsaw Man. You loved the chaos and doing all this other shit. You liked being a devil hunter. That's what your dream was. Uh, no, no, it wasn't. I think he was being honest, right? I think Denji as a character, right? He wanted all the things he was saying he wanted in the beginning of the series, in the first chapter. Um, but all he knows is being a devil hunter. Because like even like right after like with throughout his time with the Yakuza, all he was doing was cutting down trees and killing devils. And then as soon as he's free of the Yakuza, he he's thrown immediately into devil hunting. So it was like nothing fucking changed. Now he just has better food and a better place to live and isn't dying from a heart disease because he has a chainsaw devil for a heart. Like he had his thing with Rize, but they didn't actually um seal the deal, become an actual couple and whatnot. He got cucked there. Um yeah, yeah, no, everything has just not went Denji's way, and seeing as, you know, like I said, he's the protagonist. He's the guy we follow for, you know, 90% of the story. Um, I'm left with a bad taste in my mouth because he doesn't get what he wants, and uh, I'm very upset, and I needed to get this off my chest. So, I mean, if anyone else has any thoughts on this chapter, if you've been reading Chainsaw Man, you've been up to date. Um, yeah, please leave your 2 cents. I would love to hear that. I'm alone in thinking this. I don't think I am. I mean, I've been kind of scrolling around on social media and Instagram, um, just seeing all the discourse about this chapter. A lot of copium going around. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna get part three. Tatsuki Fujimoto, he's gonna announce season, or not season, part three soon. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. That guy's a fucking enigma. I don't think we're getting that. I mean, it would be nice, but look, man, it's not happening. Keep dreaming. That's about it. See ya.